Welcome back, goblins, ghouls, and those who are too cool for school, because we have an intro now, people, even though the intro always lasts a long, periodically time. I'm planning to do this longer length video and then go into a few shorter burst videos, 5 to 7 minute mark, allegedly. So there's that. Like with all of my readings, take what resonates, leave what does not. Most of my videos are timeless. I don't always excel at receiving any sort of a timing message from spirit. That's just typically not what's passed along to me. If it happens, it happens, but otherwise, pretty much any time is fine. Sometimes I'll reference astrological seasons and whatnot, so that, is a little bit relevant, but I'm typically not going to be able to be like, in 3 days, something will happen. Just not what I'm given. But yeah, take what resonates, leave what does not. You know what applies to you, even if you're pretending not to. That's tea. So yeah, the video I just recorded was kind of a little bit of a big sister sort of rant about Sagittarian energy and how to tap into that in a healthier way. And we had the strength card in one of my decks of tarot has a cheetah on it, which is more rare. Most strength cards are displayed with a lion, and this one was a cheetah. And then of course the oracle deck I chose had a cheetah, and I thought that was super cool because they also had a hot air balloon from each deck, and I thought that was neat. I actually just wrote a poem yesterday about hot air balloons. But on the cheetah thing, I was drinking my new Monster that I got, and y'all are never gonna believe that there's actually a cheetah on the can. I took photos of all of it. I'm gonna put a cute little collage or slideshow together because that is just, that's gotta be something. So I don't know, I was sitting there and I was like, that is so neat. I was taking photos of everything, and then I remembered that there is a Red Hot Chili Peppers song called Slow Cheetah from, I believe it's the Stadium Arcadium album. Great album, everyone. So I was like, that's crazy. 4 things just like that sort of came to me that spirit, sort of downloaded, or these things that were tangible items. So I thought, there's no way that I see all these cheetah motif right in front of me and I'm not supposed to try to channel into what that means. So cheetah channel right now. We'll get into that. I have a tarot deck I'm going to be using, and then I have 2 of my oracle decks right here. And I'm not sure exactly why I picked this Midnight Magic tarot deck, but I did, so we'll get into that. As far as the Red Hot Chili Pepper song goes, if you watch multiple of my videos, I'm sure you're like, dang, Queen brings up music a lot. I do. I'm a very musical person. Spirit uses a lot of music to like feed into me as a medium. Jukebox medium over here, guys. Jukebox psychic. So definitely check that song out. There's some lyrics in that song, Mysterious Girl Misunderstood, and looks like it's on today. Slow cheetah running, so euphoric. And I don't know, I feel that this is energy for, it doesn't have to be females, and it says Mysterious Girl Misunderstood, but feminine energy, we all have feminine and masculine energy. This is for, I feel, people who have been very quiet, muted, hidden people a lot in their life. These are people who are, were, or are capable of being at times sort of wallflower energy. These cards are almost like bobbling in my hand a little bit. You sit in plain sight or you hide away. I'm almost seeing somebody tucking themselves into a clamshell to avoid being detected, but it doesn't mean that that is all that you are capable of. It doesn't mean that that's your threshold. So I'm talking to people today who are, I don't know, I'm getting Pisces, Gemini energy. Gemini is normally seen as a very extroverted sign, but these are people who prefer to sit back and think, I think. So let's see what's going on with this cheetah energy today. Of course, this could be my Leo people. Leo Moon series, it will happen. I swear, eventually. I read for a lot of wounded Leo energy on this channel. That's just what comes through for me. All right, we have a cluster right here, layered on top of each other, and they came out sort of sideways. I take cards sideways, do not sue me. Oh, right. 3 of Wands, the Devil, and the World, stacked on top of each other in that order. So we have the World as a basis, the Devil underneath, and then we have 3 of Wands. And I really do take that because these are very, I'm talking to complex people. We are all complex. No one is one-dimensional, contrary to what we all think at some point or another. Let's say that some people are a 6-sided dice. They still have many sides to them, yes. That is not simplistic, but 6-sided dice, right? But I'm talking to people who are like a Dungeons and Dragons dice. There are so many little aspects. There's layers to this, guys. Um, these are people who hide themselves on purpose because they either excel at that and they want to do that to rest, recharge, and not like face condemnation or ridicule. Or these are people who were taught to hide, and it was almost crazy. Stranger Things season dropped around this time. I've not seen it yet. The last season, I need to see it. I want to see it. Don't sue me. But I just think about how Elle was hidden away. That's not a spoiler, right? That's like the general theme of the show. Maybe that's a character you relate to a lot. Is 11 from Stranger Things. It's that sort of like airy, whimsical, almost a Luna Lovegood sort of a vibe. It's easier to remain hidden, but there is always that hunger and that search to be less hidden at the same time. The devil has these 2 mushrooms on it. With the large one, there's 2. I think that you're battling. 3 of Wands, you are looking at options. You're surveying. You're seeing what is the path to take, and the World on the very bottom. Round and round and round, and you're wondering, when is this cycle ever going to break? When am I going to quit sitting in this? I'm sort of seeing like a bathtub drain. Like, am I actually going to lose myself to this mystic and this secretive nature that I lend myself to, or that I've been taught to be in? These are people who are extremely talented chameleons for survival, and yet they wonder what's on the other side of the veil in a way. I think these are people that they know they need secrecy to rest and recharge, but they always wonder if there's a life for them outside of that rest. Fascinating. I'm going to do some more tarot and then see what I can get from some oracle. On the bottom of here is the Knight of Swords reversed. Right. You wonder, but you're not really excited about the prospect of charging in, which is the like antithesis of the cheetah energy. Surveying, thinking. Right. Page of Pentacles reversed. Death reversed. Temperance upright. The Hanged Man upright. The Tower upright. Hey, it's over, right? It's time to stop. It is time to come to the forefront. This is very heavy, like almost digging in my skin, like a needly sensation. I think this is just the metaphor that Spirit told me, just like the word cult pierced into my ears from both sides. I feel like you and your inner world almost feels like a cult needing escaping, and you're struggling to integrate into the world around you. That is so, wow. That's a very emotional sensation I'm getting. You're just struggling on how to take opportunities that are in front of you. You're feeling like you can't quite grab hold and build. And you're also feeling like there's still something from this inner world and this past that has chained you that you can't quite let go of. And I think I'm going to try to get into that. It doesn't mean you don't have the capability to get out into this world. That's very fascinating. Is like cult and then Elle from Stranger Things. I don't think this is your fault, and I don't think it's new at all. I'm also seeing like school bathrooms as a child, like running, hiding, and crying in them a lot. If you were a child that would go to the bathroom to cry a lot and maybe reemerge and try to pretend it never happened, because even emotional expression as a child was too much vulnerability. These are people who are both highly emotional and highly strategic people. That's where I'm kind of getting that Gemini energy from, Gemini Pisces, is because you think a lot and you have the capability to strategize, but you're a very emotional person, and that's why this is so devastating and just, it's over. Like I just hear Spirit saying that if you don't think that you're ready to go into the outer world, you don't have that same fortress to go back to, because it's been tumbled like the Tower. Hanged Man upright is about new perspective. You are being forced to have new perspective. It's like it's been walled off behind you, and there are some things from there that you really want to look at and re-examine, and good luck seeing through a brick wall and walking straight through a brick wall almost. Temperance though, you have angelic energy surrounding you. You yourself might feel often angelic at times, like an earthbound angel really struggling to know how to reckon with some of this harsher energy around you. Maybe you feel like your skin is like burn wounds and it just hurts to be touched. These are such sensitive people I'm talking to, and I do deeply feel for you. Could be some Cancer energy as well, talking about the clam, the shell, like things to hide inside of. I just really feel that you're being called to be able to move at a quicker pace. I'm really trying to figure out why this cheetah energy is coming through, like where it's coming through in this rather, because this is not very cheetah energy, and maybe that's what this this temperance energy is about, right? Is embodying more movement and more grace about things. So I'm gonna get into my angels and ancestors deck of cards. These are oracle, and just see what we can have coming through here to maybe support and clarify some more my mess, my pile. I don't know why I felt the need to tap 3 times. That's odd. Not odd. It means something, I'm sure. Maybe going back, re-examining. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see. If they don't want to come out, I'll take one from top and bottom. Probably. That's what I typically do. Oh, something. This one's peeking out, and then I'm going to take top and bottom. All right, I said I was talking to my chameleons, and we have the shapeshifter card. Transform and unveil your gifts. Right. And then the one that was poking out from like the middle of the deck, wise one, grow within your current situation. And then knight, be brave and honest. On the bottom we have shield maiden. You're being asked to take movement you're not even being asked to take movement, you're being told, hey, you're going to be moving. Not literally locations for most of you, but maybe some of you. You still have this incredible ability to shapeshift, so don't waste it behind closed doors. You know what I mean? Like you go, I'm almost seeing like people go back to their house and do some crazy, magical, very powerful, they have strong abilities, but you don't take that to the outer world because you don't want to be seen as too intense or unnerving or what have you, so you masquerade as mundane. Masquerade as mundane, that's a banger. Like, I really feel like people need to realize, like, why are you pretending to be something less dimensional, right? Why are you, instead of taking all these facets of yourself and displaying them and using them for movement and change and building, wise one, grow within your current situation. I know you want to go back and be in the shell, but that's not what's happening anymore, right? Spirit has derailed you from the safety security net that you used to go hide in because it wasn't serving you. You could no longer grow within that situation, so now you're being asked to grow within your current one, which is uncomfortable, which feels like you're being burnt on your skin. And then knight, be brave and be honest with yourself, right? How was that a life worth living? Being walled up all the time. I'm thinking of Casco Amontillado. It's one of my favorite Edgar Allan Poe pieces, where a man walls up another man who was like mocking him and belittling him and whatnot. And I don't know, that's a very strong image coming through about being walled up. I think that you would rather have walled yourself up between ridicule and not ever experience the world around you and possibly died without ever having expanded because you didn't want ridicule and intense, almost like surveillance. Oh, you don't want people like watching you and comprehending you. This may come as a little bit of comfort, but some people never will. You know what I mean? You could live very openly and honestly, and some people never will. 6-sided dice people don't always grow to understand 20-sided dice people. That's just the way it is, and we may not always understand them. That's the beauty of it all, is if you feel like hiding and you feel like you don't want people to comprehend you or know you, hey, guess what? They might never. That's a catch-22, but I don't know if that brings some comfort. It does to me. You know what I mean? People who judge and condemn me, they're never going to get it anyway, so what does it matter? If they looked at me being completely silent, they wouldn't get it. If they heard my entire story, they wouldn't get it. Not everyone will. It's time to be honest with yourself, though. You know that wasn't ever going to take you anywhere. You were going to die walled up back there. So grow within the situation that you're in right now. Okay, I'm going to dip into another oracle deck. This is, there's just so many cards right in front of me and so many different directions and paths. I'm also almost seeing like sacred geometry. I'm not super familiar with that. Maybe that's a concept that you think of often, or like the Fibonacci spiral or so. I'm seeing something about like patterns and layers and like divine organic structures. Maybe you guys are in STEM. Are you like in science or something? I don't know. I just work here. But this is a massive like patchwork situation going on. Oracle struggling to come through. Maybe you don't want me digging in your brain, twin. Digging your pineal gland, twin. Alright, one more pass, and if not, we're going to do the same bit of pulling from top and bottom. I don't know what this is about. Alright, we got 2, 4. Okay, that's a lot. All right. The antelope and wheat upright is nourishment. The hound and pear reverse is loyalty. The hare and oak upright, new opportunities. And the spider and the passion flower, creative ingenuity. The Monster Energy drink I was talking about with the cheetah on the can is passion fruit, and this is passion flower. Confirmation. The antelope and wheat is nourishment, and there's this circle on this, and that's what's on the world card as well, and almost every single deck of cards like ever, is the world is saying that you are being brought endings to some things and new beginnings to others, because that is nourishment, right? Ending of old, walling up of old, being pushed into new, that can be nourishing for your spirit and push you to growing. The hound and pear reversed is loyalty. You fear betrayal, and guess what? As long as you're trying to hide back there, you're always going to be in the sensation of betrayal, because you are self-abandoning and self-betraying. I don't care that you label it as self-protection. It is not always self-protection. There's a Foo Fighters lyric, because of course there is. If you've seen any of my videos, you're like, yeah, I'm sure there is a lyric. There is a Foo Fighters lyric by the song The Pretender, and it says, "Come pleading ignorance at home defense." You are saying, oh no, I'm defending myself. You're not. You're the pretender, right? But not in like the way that the song displays. Maybe that's a confirmation for some people. But you are selling yourself short and selling yourself out as much as you want to say it's protecting yourself. Hey, no, you're draining yourself. You're taking away your nourishment. But the pear and the hound reversed, you worry about betrayal, you're betraying yourself. Hope that helps. I know that's super aggressive, but as sensitive as you are, sometimes if we dance around the subject, we need to get into it. We need to dig into it immediately. So yes, you worry about being being abandoned, being betrayed, lack of loyalty, but guess what? You have more opportunity to meet people along the way who will support you. But if you're back there hiding forever, you're never gonna meet a soul to stand by you, because you won't let anybody. Avoidance mentioned, perhaps. The hare and oak, new opportunities, literally new opportunities being pushed out there. And then the spider and passion flower, creative ingenuity. Like I said, these are people who are very complex, who have this ability to chameleon and transform and see things in all these wonderful ways. I just really, really think that you have been pushed to the point of no return, because you weren't going to do it yourself. You weren't going to do it yourself, right? We were pleading ignorance and home defense. I'm taking care of myself. No, you were walling yourself up, and you were dying of like oxygen deprivation in that little cell, that clamshell cell, so to speak. I was looking at this tower card in this deck, and it's hard to see in this lighting. Of course it is. But it's spotted and speckled, and it's the yellow-netted stinkhorn mushroom is what it is, and it does give like cheetah spot energy. That's I guess the cheetah energy that's coming through is through this tower. If you wanted to sit back there and be stationary and still, like a clam or an oyster or something that sits still almost all of its life, Spirit says, guess what? Take all of that mental ability that you have, being so quick, and push it and book it. You've been pushed into a cycle in your life where you have to make movement. You have the capability to do so, but it's time to become less addicted to your loneliness. Less addicted. I always say I have an addiction to introspection. I love to just sit and think and mull over and learn and go deep down. But also, I'm a Leo rising, and so one of my traits and things that I'm supposed to embody in this lifetime that I'm here is getting out and expressing and living and moving with grace. And you really need to be tapping into whatever your own version of that is. Expansion and movement. Jupiter is in Cancer right now. Jupiter, expansion, whatnot. And Cancer, it's that soft sensitivity. This makes sense. This is clocking. This is a good one. This is a good one. This makes sense. There is a way for you to use your sensitivity to expand, and Jupiter is rapid expansion. So if you have some Cancerian energy, if you feel like you're the person that wants to shell yourself away, break that shell open and use that sensitivity to make rapid movement, right? Cheetahs don't always have to like bite and claw and scratch their way through, because they're so fast. That's their gift. They are swift, they are agile, and they can move around and do some really incredible things in this world. And you're tripping over myself. Maybe you're worried about looking foolish or showing up unprepared, like an unprepared impromptu speech. And I'm about to wrap up because this is a long video. We knew it would be. It's me. you have the ability to shapeshift. You can always embody cheetah energy and return to more stoic states if needed, but you're never going to get anywhere other than that feeling of isolation and sadness and betrayal unless you stop putting yourself there and spirit removed your ability to permanently live there. You have essentially been evicted, right? Like it's a notice to vacate from that current space. I think you came home one day metaphorically and your key wouldn't turn in the lock. You're not going back. It's over. So please give yourself all of the grace and the love and the recognition that you deserve. You know full well what you're capable of and what you do behind closed doors. I'm talking to people who have been sensitive their entire lives, and you're allowed to be sensitive out loud in the real world as well. I feel like there's one thing that it just is nagging on my mind that wants to come out, so I'm just going to pull from the top of this deck. Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. You know better, and you know what awaits you, and you know what you can do with this. Now that you're in a new cycle and a new chapter, so stop selling yourself short. Stop self-betraying and stop thinking you would rather die of oxygen deprivation, walled up, never having been seen. Stop avoiding your ability to live a life worth living. You know that there's way more out there, and you also know that you ran out of time to do it on your own terms because Spirit is now forcing you into it. So take these gifts that you know full well that you have, use that intuition, use that sensitivity, use that quick-wittedness, but live more authentically and stop smothering yourself, but with so much love. Really, truly, like a lot of love to this collective. This is not an easy energy to live in, but you're not going to be doing it much longer because you're being forced to strip those things away and move on. Also just hit a new record timing on the channel. This video is really long. But yeah, wrapping it up there. If you guys like this video, leave me a comment, let me know. Definitely check out Slow Cheetah by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Maybe use that as sort of like a power anthem song to get you going and transition into the new world. 2222 on the timer. Good on that one. So yeah. Leave me a comment. If something resonated with you, leave me a like. If you like this video, let me know how I'm doing on things. Thank you for bearing with another very long message, but this is for people who needed to be walked through all the complexities that they are to the best of my ability with the time I have. You are capable and deserving of so much more than selling yourself so very short behind closed doors. So stay funky fresh, and then love and light.